Hey everyone, welcome back to 5 Day Crypto. My name is Chase. Today is Tuesday, June 8th of 2021, and today we are getting closer to a death cross for Bitcoin. At this point, you have a better chance of winning the lottery than avoiding a death cross in Bitcoin. So, food for thought. What does a death cross mean, and what can we look forward to for the next few weeks, few months, whatever? We're going to take a look at all that today, and I'm going to give you my opinion, what I think is going to happen, and we're going to look at history and see what has happened in the past with previous death crosses. So buckle up, grab a drink, grab some popcorn, and let's go. So to get a technical death cross and go in a technical bear market, you have to have two things for a bear market. You have to have prices under your 200-day moving average, which checkpoint, and you have to have your green 50-day moving average under your 200, which not quite yet, but you could project like maybe in the next 5 days, roughly, we're probably going to get it. What has happened in the past on previous death crosses? I'm glad you asked. Let's go back and look when our last one was. Excuse my voice. I've got the laryngitis. Apparently. No, I don't really. I don't really. Just some allergies or something. So just bear with me. So going back to 2019-ish, look at this area here. So we were about to get a death cross here, right? And we had a massive just FU pump to 42%, and we avoided it narrowly just for a few more days, and then we actually got a real one right here, right? So I don't anticipate us doing this time, but anything's possible now. I wouldn't write anything off, but we got our true death cross here, and we were really not far from making our, at least local bottom before the March 2020 pandemic drop. But I don't, that was a black swan event. It's a kind of a one-off deal. You can't predict these things, and I don't think we would have gotten another death cross like this if, the pandemic hadn't happened. I think we would have had this like a fake out death cross, and then our golden cross. The golden cross is just the opposite when the 50-day crosses back up. So we had a couple of fake outs right in here. There's all kinds of weird stuff going on back in these days, but you could see it just basically flatlined for a while after our death cross, right? Before we moved back up into our what we now know as to be a fake out, and we actually had our true golden cross out of the March 2020 drop. V-shaped recovery back to what our last bull run was over the past 6-8 months or so. So let's go back a little bit further. That was another golden cross in that uh, last summer, 2019's summer little bubble there. Going back before that, here's another death cross, right? Going into our true bear market after our 2017 bull run. We had, zooming in here, we had our death cross right here. Now look what happened at this point. April 3rd, we had our really April 3rd, April 4th, true death cross. We had really already, again, local bottomed. We had a rally after the death cross. Let's see, that crossed April 4th. So from that point, over roughly the next 3 weeks, we rallied another almost 44% in 3 weeks' time after that death cross. Something to keep in mind. Not all death crosses mean immediate doom and gloom. We've already had that. Thanks. We'll take a breather now, please. Thanks. Let's go back and look some more. This is on the BLX, by the way. BLX is just Bitcoin, but it lets you go back in history further. So if you're wondering why your Bitcoin isn't going back that far, you have to type in BLX. It lets you go all the way back. All right, Golden Cross back in 2015. We still haven't had a death cross for a while. They're few and far between. Last death cross right here. This was probably the most severe one. 2014, after we had our really double peak cycle, right? Look at how high we went there. Death cross, rally. Look at the rally. 50% after, right at the death cross, right? We had a death cross and just we're super rally as we're crossing. So another thing to keep in mind, it doesn't always have to go immediate down. Fake out golden cross, back up. Death cross again. Look at what happens. This was not a good one. This is probably the worst one in Bitcoin's history for a death cross. Because at the time of crossing, and then we fell down an additional 42%. there. I know you can't see that. There you go, 42% over the next roughly month or so, 5 weeks. And beyond that, there's not a whole lot, right? We're getting way back in history and single digit Bitcoin days. So that's not going to help us a lot. Bitcoin's pretty young back in there. I don't think we need to go back to the dollars and pennies of Bitcoin. Just wanted to show you what we've done in history so you know what to expect now. Look at where we are. So let's say we get across here in the next, 5 to 6, 7 days. Maybe we get at least a relief rally up to maybe the 200-day. Do I think that's likely? Yes. I do think we get some kind of a relief rally in the next week or two and at least take us up to test our 200-day moving average. Anything above 40K, something like that. Until that happens, I think it will happen in the next 2 weeks. So that's what I'm waiting on. I do not think we're just going to, continue to tank down here. That's not really how things work. I think we'll get this cross over the next, handful of days, like I said, and maybe we come back up here at least and do that. If not, a little bit higher, and then kind of just maybe move sideways. I would expect sideways movement more than anything over the coming next 1 to 3 months, and then move into our second cycle. Now, it could take longer. It could be 3 to 6 months. You got to be ready for that. But sometime in the not so distant future, I do think we will kind of scoop it out, right? So do like maybe price action does something like this, up and down before actually moving back up. Maybe that's into next year. Maybe we have our capitulation and everything's low in December like it has the past few years, and then we kick off the new year in 2022 and really get moving on our second peak cycle, which I do think will take us over the 6 figures for Bitcoin, and maybe closer to the mid ones, up to 2, maybe even higher. Something like that is what I would project. That's what I've been saying for over since last year, since in 2020 in December. More of a peak. This kind of caught, I would say, a majority of people off guard. Most people thought we would go a little bit higher, at least before a drop, and that's okay. Look at where I think we could be going, and if in a year from now you are going to have 4 to 5, 10x of what you have in your portfolio now, would everything be okay? Yeah. So patience in crypto is often needed. It can take longer than you expect sometimes, but if we zoom out, nothing looks too abnormal about that. But yeah, it could get boring, so to speak, in the next few months. Altcoins can still rally a little bit if Bitcoin gets, even slight bumps, and 20% rallies out of Bitcoin would often lead to the stronger alts to rally even harder. Link, especially Chainlink, that guy right there, he often does well during the summertime. If Bitcoin can just move sideways or get close to testing its 21-week again, rallies are still possible. Link, Bitcoin is doing quite well on the trading pair, still looking good. Link Ethereum is due for a turnaround, so I would expect that and anticipate that in the coming months, especially if Bitcoin just trends sideways and just shows even moderate strength. We could get some alts still running again. But once this takes off, when we get back into our second peak and get going again, maybe it takes until like 2022, like I said. When that happens, it will likely be this scenario back here, where Bitcoin was moving quite rapidly and the rest of the market was kind of just standing around watching. I would anticipate that to happen again. So when that occurs, usually Bitcoin's going to be the place to be. You want to have your portfolio weighted when the market starts kicking off, because Bitcoin likes to show off, at least to start. If you remember this move, Bitcoin was rolling, the rest of the market was drooling. That doesn't rhyme quite, not like I thought it might, but You get the point. This is what my projections are, you know, minus, you know, the heartbeat right here. Just, you know, this isn't going to play out exactly like this, right? I'm not saying we're going to flatline till November, but, you know, just up and down chop more likely will look like that. Kind of like this back in here, right? Minus this exponential drop, but just sideways up and down. We can have 20% moves up or down to the downside, but I do think a relief rally is coming in the not so distant future, at least temporary, to, you know, that you can't just keep dropping and dropping. If you want to ever, you know, pull this Ponzi scheme again and have your run up so all the whales can take all our money again, we have to have some signs of hope every now and then to keep us in the market. And I think that's coming. We'll at least get, I would say 10-20% minimum out of Bitcoin, which would allow some alts to at least regain, you know, put some bandages on their wounds, so to speak, have a breather before, you know, whatever comes next. But we'll be here every step of the way. My name's Chase, 5-Day Crypto. Subscribe to the channel if you like this. I don't have anything to shill you. I just jump right into the videos, as I hope you've noticed by now. If you're watching this long, thank you so much. 78 gold stars, 4 thumbs up. And let's do a car of the day. We haven't done it in a while. Car of the day. It's a Ferrari F40 from 1987. This is original. Still in the box. Look at that. F40 in the yellow with the red seats. Kind of rare. And our quote of the day. Let me see if this works. Or just snap up. Look at this. Quote of the day. Just right live for you. If you think you are big, you become small. If you know you are nothing, you become unlimited. That is the beauty of being a human being. So I read Sadhguru. If you don't know who Sadhguru is, I suggest you check him out. Pretty cool stuff, especially during these times when all you're thinking about is how much your portfolio is down. Just get your mind more correct. It's not always about money. Money is just a tool that allows you to do the things you want with whomever you want. Money doesn't mean anything. It's just a tool. So go outside, take a walk, read some books, free your mind. These are the times. There's not much happening in crypto right now, okay? It's just we're not approaching any massive sell levels coming up, I promise. Maybe we'll take some profit and put some stop losses if we get a relief rally. If you like that, follow me. I got a Telegram down below. Click that link. Twitter. Post some news and stuff up there about Chainlink quite often. So check us out. I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much. I'll leave you with Mr. Sadhguru. And thank you once again. I'll see you on the next video. Enjoy your day.